my brothers and sisters across the ocean, my family in America. I am Captain Ibrahim Traore, speaking to you from the heart of Burkina Faso, a land that beats with the same pulse as yours. I stand here not as a president, not as a soldier, but as Africa's son, calling out to you with a voice forged in struggle, tempered by truth, and lifted by hope. I speak because our stories are woven together, not by the chains of the past, but by the unbreakable thread of shared blood, shared dreams, and shared destiny. You, Black Americans, are not just descendants of Africa. You are Africa. And today, I ask you to hear me, to feel me, to rise with me. Let me begin with a question burning in my soul. Why do we, the children of the richest continent on earth, still bear the weight of poverty, division, and doubt? Africa, with gold glittering beneath our feet, rivers flowing with life, soil cradling seeds of abundance. Why is it the poorest? Why do you, in a land of plenty, still fight for your dignity, your voice, your very breath? The answer is no mystery. It's a truth we've been taught to ignore. For 800 years, the hands of empire have reached into our lands and lives, extracting wealth while planting lies. They took our gold, diamonds, children, and told us we were nothing. They divided us, African from African American, tribe from tribe, heart from heart, convincing us our strength was our shame. But I declare, those days are over. The lies end now. The truth rises, and it starts with us. My brothers and sisters, my heart aches and soars when I recall your history. Not the version fed to you in classrooms meant to dim your light, but the truth pulsing in your veins, the saga roaring in your soul. Your history is not just pain, though the pain was real, raw, relentless. It's a saga of power, resilience so fierce it bends time, courage so deep it carves rivers through stone. Your ancestors were not slaves, as the world claims. No, they were warriors, scholars, kings, and queens, stolen from thrones, ripped from empires that shone brighter than the sun. They were the architects of Mali, where gold flowed like rivers and knowledge was currency. The griots of Songhai, weaving history into tapestries of truth. The builders of great Zimbabwe, whose stone walls stand as testaments to greatness the world still tries to erase. This was your people, your blood, your bones. They carried Africa in their marrow, and when torn from home, they brought that spirit, unyielding, unbroken, eternal. Picture the ships, the suffocating darkness where they were chained, body to body, heart to heart. Yet their spirits refused to kneel. They were stolen from lands where they ruled, where laughter filled villages, where wisdom shaped nations. Kings like Mansa Musa, whose wealth humbled empires. Scholars of Timbuktu, whose libraries held truths the West could only envy. Queens like Nzinga, who fought oppression with unquenchable fire. These were not people who bowed. They were people who built, loved, dreamed. And when dragged across the ocean, through the horrors of the Middle Passage, they carried Africa with them, not just in memory, but in the rhythm of their breath, the beat of their hearts, the songs whispered in the dead of night. Those songs survived the chains, the whips, the centuries. Can you hear them, my family? Can you feel the pulse of melodies born in Senegalese villages, Nigerian forests, Angolan plains? They sang to remember, to defy the lie that they were nothing, to teach their children, your ancestors, that no chain could bind their spirit, no whip could break their pride. In the face of cruelty, whips tearing flesh, laws stripping humanity, families ripped apart, they clung to dignity. They wove pride into every quilt, every story, every glance shared in the dark. They were not just surviving. They were resisting. Every breath a seed of rebellion planted in soil of suffering, knowing one day you would reap the harvest. And when they rose, the earth trembled. Harriet Tubman, a beacon in the night, not just escaping but liberating, her heart a compass of hope. Nat Turner, soul ablaze, striking back at a system that called him less than human. Malcolm X, voice like thunder, words like lightning, splitting lies wide open. These were not just moments. They were earthquakes reshaping the world, proving your ancestors' blood was not just royal. It was revolutionary. You are their legacy, not just survivors of their pain, heirs of their power. Every step, every word, every dream carries their sacrifices and their fire. You are children of empire builders, star-reading scholars, queens who defied armies with will alone. Their blood runs in you not as a burden, but as a blessing. You are here not just to exist, but to revolt, rebuild, reclaim. I call on you to remember who you are, not through the lens of thieves, but through the truth of your soul. They told you Africa was dark, savage. Lies. Africa was civilization's cradle when Europe still crawled. Timbuktu's libraries held thousands of manuscripts while others burned books in fear. Aksum traded with Rome and Persia. Great Zimbabwe's walls stood tall when others built with mud. Your ancestors were not weak. They were stolen because their strength threatened, their wealth tempted, their spirit could not be contained. This isn't about guilt. It's about pride now, power tomorrow. The world wants you to see history as chains, not a crown. To believe your struggle began in slavery, not sovereignty. But your story starts with thrones, not shackles. Empires, not enslavement. Every march, every word, every refusal to bow honors them. Every creation echoes their genius. Every love carries their heart. So rise, not just for yourself, for the ancestors who fought, the children who will inherit your fight. Remember, you are sons and daughters of kings and queens, keepers of a legacy no empire could erase. You are not just survivors. You are revolutionaries, the spark to light the world ablaze, the voice to silence lies, the strength to break chains. Stand tall, sing loud, fight fierce. You are Africa's heartbeat, America's fire, the world's hope. Let the ancestors be proud. Let history tremble. Let freedom be real. But hear this isn't nostalgia. It's not about the past. It's claiming the future. The system that chained your ancestors exploits Africa today. It sends aid with one hand while stealing resources with the other. It tells you your schools must fail, communities must fracture, dreams must wait. It calls me a dictator when I demand our gold stays in our hands. They fear us because they know what happens when we unite. I see your pain, Trayvon, Brianna, George, names etched like scars. Prisons caging brothers, streets claiming children. But I also see your strength, poets spitting truth, mothers raising kings, organizers marching. From the Black Panthers to Black Lives Matter, you've turned pain into power. Now, show the world what unity can do. Let me tell you of Burkina Faso, my home. Once called Upper Volta by colonizers who saw us as a warehouse for their greed. In 1983, Thomas Sankara renamed us Burkina Faso, land of upright people. He told us to grow our own food, build our own schools, reject foreign debt's chains. They killed him, but his spirit lives. When I took leadership in 2022, I stood on his shoulders. The fight continues, and it calls you. Farmers laboring under the sun, children dreaming beneath the stars. I said, enough. No longer will our gold flee our soil while our people hunger. No longer will foreign powers dictate our destiny. No longer will we bow. We've driven out the exploiters. We've reclaimed our mines, built our refineries, demanded our wealth serve our people. Together with Mali and Niger, we forged the alliance of Sahel states. Unity is our armor. But this fight isn't ours alone, it's yours. The same forces stripping Africa bear profit from your struggle. The same corporations mining our gold displace your communities. The same banks drowning us in debt trap you in poverty. The same media branding me a threat calls you a problem. We are not divided. We are one. So I speak to you, Black America, with a mind sharp as dawn and a heart ablaze. See yourselves in us. When you demand reparations, you reclaim what was stolen from our ancestors. When you cry out for justice, you demand dignity for our continent. When you rise, Africa rises with you. And when we rise, we lift you higher. This isn't charity. This is kinship. This isn't a favor. This is fate. They fed you lies about Africa, calling it chaos, despair, a land of betrayal. Let me be clear. Those lies are weapons. Yes, some of our ancestors aided the slave trade, but so did the empires that armed them, demanded bodies, built fortunes on our suffering. The truth? Africa was no savage wilderness. It birthed civilizations. Timbuktu's universities flourished while Europe slumbered. Our kingdoms traded across seas when others barely sailed. The rift between African and diaspora was sown by those who needed us divided. They told you we forgot you. They told us you abandoned us. But I say, We see you. We feel you. We need you. Picture this, family. An Africa standing tall, not begging, but leading. Our gold builds schools. Our oil fuels dreams. Our unity silences enemies. Now picture your America. Black communities thriving, not as outliers, but as destiny. Your children learning history from ancestors, not oppressors. Your streets sanctuaries, not battlegrounds. Your power real, not a fantasy. This is no mirage. It's our birthright. But birthrights aren't given, they're taken. So I call you to act. Awaken. Tear off the lies about Africa, about yourselves, about what's possible. You're no minority. You're the global majority. No victim, victor. Unite. Cross every divide. Class, faith, politics. The black church, mosque, scholar, worker. You are one. Connect. Come to Africa not as guests, but as builders. Bring skills, hearts, children. Invest in us. We invest in you. Fight for your communities, rights, truth. With votes, voices, dollars. Fight like ancestors whose courage shook the earth. I know the road is hard. The system runs on fear and greed. They'll smear me as a tyrant, call Africa hopeless, mock unity as delusion. They'll flood screens with deep fakes, propaganda, voices mimicking mine to spread their lies. They've already tried. AI clips of celebrities praising me as if I crave their approval. I don't. I crave yours. Question what you see. Seek truth. Trust the fire in your spirit. The real me speaks with the accent of struggle, words of liberation, a heart beating for you. Let me share a moment that shaped me. 2020, a captain fighting jihadists, watching towns burn, children flee. Foreign powers offered help, with strings to strangle our freedom. My people, hungry but proud, met my eyes and said, enough. That word ignited me. It's the same fire I see in you. Marching, speaking, refusing to kneel. Enough of lies. Enough of division. Enough of theft. I don't ask you to follow me. I ask you to join me. Not to save Africa, but to save yourselves by saving us all. The world watches. But our ancestors watch closer. They carried us through the Middle Passage, plantations, coups, betrayals. Now they wait. Will we finish what they began? Will we rise? Hand in hand, heart to heart, across oceans and borders, to claim what's ours? To the youth, you're the fire in our bones. Learn your true history, not London's lies, but the stories etched in Zimbabwe's stones, Gory's winds, your grandmother's whispers. To the elders, you're our roots. Share your scars, but let us run. To the artists, your rhymes are rebellion. Keep speaking truth, even when it burns. To the builders, plant local, dream global. Act African. To the diaspora, you're not tourists, you're home. Africa isn't a relic. It's a movement. I stand in Burkina Faso, dust on my boots, hope in my chest. Not your leader, your brother. I feel your struggle in my marrow, see your power in your soul. Black America, you're not alone. Africa marches with you. We rise, not to kneel, but to stand. Not to beg, but to build. Not to mourn, but to win. So swear with me now, to ancestors, to children, to ourselves. We will unite. We will seek truth. We will fight. No empire will divide us. No lies define us. No greed confine us. We stand as one, African, diaspora, global black family, until the world knows our name, our power, our glory. This is our time, our fight, our victory. Join me. Let's make history that echoes. Let's make freedom our children inherit. Let's make ourselves whole again. Rise with me, family. Let the world tremble at our unity.